Porter plans to resume flying on September 8th to select Canadian destinations, including the Toronto Island Airport, Ottawa, Montreal, and Thunder Bay, adding U.S. stops September 17th, marking an end to a dry spell of nearly a year and a half. The company's plans to take to the skies have been pushed back 11 times during the pandemic, but the CEO says he's confident about the latest plan.
Porter is relaunching service September 8th, which we're thrilled about. And we'll be adding flights throughout September and into early October. And we'll have our entire route network of year-round destinations up and running prior to Canadian Thanksgiving.
There will be heightened safety measures, and that means extra training. The carrier has called back about 500 employees with plans to increase staff as flights are added.
I got sort of anxious at times to see if and when this day would happen.
Dave Robson has worked for Porter for 8 years. He's looking forward to seeing his colleagues and passengers in person.
We've had a few changes in dates, and when I actually opened my email and saw that it's official, I was very excited and highly optimistic.
Porter secured $270 million worth of loans from the federal government last week, and $20 million of that is earmarked for passenger refunds. Now, passenger refunds are being offered as well as travel vouchers with a premium of 25% for flights that were canceled between February 2020 and Monday. And for new flights, there are refunds being offered regardless of ticket type until late December.
Starting this week, fully vaccinated Canadians and permanent residents who test negative for COVID don't have to quarantine for 14 days. This comes as restrictions ease across the country. This week, Air Canada announced the resumption of 17 international routes. WestJet is adding domestic destinations this summer, and low-cost carrier Flair Airlines is adding U.S. routes in the fall.
We've seen a very robust recovery in the U.S. Mexico's actually got a very robust recovery underway as well, which I think bodes well for a strong recovery for Canadian airlines.
But we're not out of the woods yet. The border with the U.S. remains closed to non-essential travel. And although analysts predict a spike in demand as people rush to visit friends and family this summer, they see a dip in the fall as workers return to the office. Business travel isn't expected to bounce back until next year.
We've had an enormous response from passengers, that are excited to move again. Will we be back at 100% on day one? Absolutely not. But we do see a fairly, rapid recovery of traffic once it's safe to fly again.
Anne Gaviola, Global News, Toronto.